Hello everyone. In this video what I'm going to do is show off AirPlay's interaction with XBMC. So AirPlay is something Apple use to allow you to stream media from your iOS device to wirelessly, of course, to like a set of speakers or anything else like that. Apple TV, that kind of stuff, mirroring your device on the TV. But rather than using AirPlay to AirPlay, I'm going to use AirPlay to XBMC. So what you have in front of you at the moment is a Zotac Ion device, a mini PC, running the OpenElec version of XBMC. So it's version 2.0 of OpenElec. And in the middle of the screen below, you've got an Apple iPad 3 or new iPad, whatever you want to call it, running iOS 5.1.1. It's jailbroken, and it's got Eden 11 of XBMC installed on that and just running in the background as well. To enable AirPlay in XBMC, you need to go into the system settings, go to network. In the services option down below, you've got an option halfway down the screen or near the bottom of the screen that says allow XBMC to receive AirPlay content. You need to tick that option, and once you've done that, then what we're about to show you in this video will hopefully work correctly. So obviously both the devices now are on the home screen of XBMC, and what I've got in front of me is an Apple iPhone 5. So this isn't jailbroken, there's nothing odd about it, it's just standard running iOS 6, and what we're going to do is run a series of little applications and see what works with AirPlay streaming to XBMC and see what doesn't. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into music, and I've got an album here which is the Foo Fighters' Greatest Hits. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select play my song, and now you can see that it's playing my song on the iPhone 5, and I want to try and lower the volume because I don't want to get YouTube to block my video because I don't have third-party rights to this content, but never mind, I'll try and play some of it. So that's playing away at the bottom at the moment on the iPhone 5 at the moment. You can see the ticker along the top is moving along. What I'm going to do is on the bottom right hand corner of the iPhone 5, if I try and just zoom in there, you might be able to see, there you go, you get the AirPlay option. So on my AirPlay option, I now see, do I want to continue to play this on my iPhone, XBMC with OpenElec, which is my TV, or XBMC for my iPad. So I'm going to select the TV first of all. If I flick it over to the TV automatically decides to pick up the information, now playing All My Life, Foo Fighters, and you can probably hear it just in the background through my speakers from my amp system, the Onkyo amp that I've got at the moment. I can adjust the volume up and down here, and it will, there is a slight delay, but you can just about hear it going up and down in the background. There you go. And that plays away, no problem. That'll continue to stream all the rest of the album, all the rest of the songs that I've got in there. I can flick back to another song, stream the other song to the TV through the speaker system that I've got attached to the TV without any issues, all directly from the iPhone. Similarly, I can go and select my iPad and say I want to stream this to my iPad, so it automatically stops it on the television, and now you can see the iPad is now set up to start streaming, and it should be starting to play in a second. There you go. So I can adjust the volume again up and down. Now, Apple have kind of blocked all the ways that you're supposed to be able to stream audio from one iOS device to another, like the iPad. They don't want you doing it. There was apps out there like Air Server, I think, and other things that have been pulled from the App Store because they want you only streaming to receivers like speaker systems and everything, but not actually directly to the device, from one device to the other. But as you can see, using the likes of XBMC, it works no problem. Okay, so that's music. Let's see what happens if we try something else. So I'm going to come out of the music store. Bear with me for a second. And I'm going to go into the podcast section. The reason I'm going into the podcast section is they have a video section, which they've got a few videos that are free to watch. So there you go. It's currently what you're seeing at the moment. And I'm going to move across and select 50 Years of James Bond. Okay, so there's a few different options that I can download to the iPhone 5 to watch. I'm going to say I want to watch the Skyfall trailer. Okay, so let's go back to the iPhone. Okay, so there you go. that's now, let me just move that over. So that's now playing quite happily on the iPhone 5. Again, I've got the AirPlay option, which you could see back there a second ago. I'm going to go back to AirPlay and I'm going to select OpenElec. It changes. And now it's streaming on the television. Just move it back. And again, I can use the option to scrub through on the iPhone 5, and it takes some time and then moves it on the television. There's a little bit of a delay, but as you can imagine, the quality isn't 1080p, but you can also see it's not particularly bad considering it's streaming off the iPhone through Wi-Fi over to XBMC on the television. And also, now this is where it might get a bit tricky, but anyway, we'll try it and see what happens. I've got the option to go to XBMC on my iPad. So I'm going to try and select the iPad, so it's now disconnected from there. And I think sometimes it just, yeah, so it fails the first time, but you might have to do it again. And now if I select it, and there you go. It's now playing on my iPad, streaming again from my iPhone 5. I can move and scrub on. Again, there you go. The quality is obviously looking a lot better on the iPad because the screen is obviously smaller than a 55-inch television. But that's streaming directly from the iPhone 5 through AirPlay onto the iPad, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, so we can say we're done on that. Back to iPhone. It'll go back up on the iPhone, and the iPad will just reset itself back to the main screen again. Which is all pretty nice, I think. What is a bit of a disappointment, really, is the videos section on the iPhone. So, for instance, the Top Gear, I have an episode of Top Gear from iTunes, and if I watch it on the iPhone 5, no problem. So it looks like so, and I can scrub it on and everything looks fine. As soon as I go to AirPlay and select OpenElec, it tries to start it. You can see it says the trip from Top Gear on the actual screen. It did until it went there for a second. But that's the error message I get on the iPhone 5. So the operation could not be completed. You will find that there are certain apps that just won't do it for some reason at the moment. Hopefully there might be a ways around it. I'm not quite sure right now. For instance, if I try the BBC iPlayer, let's try and see something that might be on here. Whatever it is. This will show, what does this do? Yeah, you see, if I try and play it, it just won't actually play at all onto the television. It'll just stop completely. Let's try a different media player from a television show, which is one called Demand 5, which is another TV station here in the UK. If I try and play an episode, let's see if there's an AirPlay option on this. I haven't used it before. Okay, it's obviously doing something. Oh, that works. So there you go. So Demand 5, for instance, does work from the iPhone 5 to OpenElec, but certain ones like the BBC iPlayer and stuff don't. So again, I can click Done up here on the iPhone 5 and it stops it. So there you go. There is it is possible to stream directly from iOS device to iOS device, like the iPad, or iOS device to a TV set that's not using an Apple TV, but you're using AirPlay on XBMC. Hopefully that gives you some impetus to go out and play with things yourself and see what you can get working and what you can't. Hope you enjoyed the video, and please rate and subscribe. Thanks for watching.